This is the first lip pencil I have ever finished. POV, you're a real Drake girly, okay? Different strokes for different folks, of course. This is just what I like, and what works for me is what works for me, and what works for you is what works for you. And I am just an extra, like, that's just what it is. The heels and the cute bag. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys along with me as I prepare for a date night. I take date nights really serious, so the 3-in-1 get ready with me was absolutely mandatory. Jumping right on in, of course, a shower is mandatory. I went in with some dial as well as my Saltaire and gave my body a really good rub down. Of course, I want to follow that up with some moisturizer, so I went in with my EOS as well as my Saltaire body oil. One of my favorite things that I've learned as a young adult thus far is pairing. I feel like layering and pairing your moisturizers as well as fragrances and even body wash plays a very huge factor in you smelling amazing. And my favorite step of all when it comes to this routine is oral hygiene. Make sure that you are brushing your teeth, scraping that tongue, and most importantly, do not forget about your mouthwash, because the last thing you want is to show up for a date and have bad breath. As a young woman, you should always have a method of payment on you just in case your date cards decline. I've seen it happen firsthand. But luckily, this video is brought to you by Cash App. So if you don't have a method of payment, don't worry, girl. Cash App's got you. I literally just created and customized my very own Cash App card. And I made sure to personalize it by putting Midwest Princess on there, because we all know I am voted the Midwest Princess. On Cash App, you have the opportunity to put whatever you want on your card with Cash App's personalization tools. That goes for signatures, inside jokes, emojis, girl, whatever you want. The Cash App card is accepted anywhere that accepts Visa, with no hidden fees, no monthly charges, and you're not even obligated to have a minimum balance. With this card, you have the opportunity to check out pre-sale tickets when it comes to concerts. For a limited time only, you guys have the opportunity to get some extra cash of your own by using my code that'll be linked in the description bar down below, as well as scanning my lovely QR code, which will be featured in this segment. If you're over the age of 18, just download the app. Use my code CASH10 to create your own profile. And Cash App will send you $10 when you send $5 or more to a friend within 14 days upon signing up. And if you're between the ages of 13 to 17, don't worry, I've got you covered. You still can sign up for this offer by signing up for a sponsored account. Once you sign up for this sponsored account with your parent or guardian, by doing this, you'll get $10 dropped into your account once you order and activate your free Cash App card, and send $5 or more to a friend within 14 days. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Bank services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. Discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cashapp.com/legal/podcast for full disclosure. Cheers. I personally almost always have myself a glass of wine before I go on dates, and I know this is gonna sound so crazy. I literally have been dating the same woman for the past almost year at this point, and I still get so nervous and get like those butterflies in my tummy. I feel like the wine has always done a really great job of helping me loosen up. This actually is a date that I had planned because she just recently hit a very big milestone. We're going to be going to this upscale steakhouse, and then from there we're gonna go to a speakeasy. So the vibes are definitely sensual, grown, and sexy. Tonight's makeup routine is going to be pretty much the same makeup routine that I do almost any other time, because one thing I'm not going to do is switch up my makeup routine on a date night. Absolutely not. Girl, I have literally so many other times when I can plan to switch up my makeup, but tonight is not one of those nights, especially if you're someone like myself that typically runs behind on time. I'm working on my time management. It's best that we don't even try anything new. I am going to be doing an eye look today, which it is outside of my standard makeup look, but the only difference is I have done this eyeshadow look before, so it really shouldn't be anything too complex. It's kind of just like that smoky cat eye. Let's just go ahead and get to it. Perfect. I have a pimple patch on my face right now, and I want to make sure I get that off. Ew. Yum. I'm joking, y'all. This is so full of shit. Jumping straight on into my brows. I swear it's like no matter how many makeup routines I have, my brows almost always stay the same. Nothing ever really changes about my brows, except for the only difference this go around is that I have lighter brows. You guys are typically used to seeing me with my dark black brows because we all know that I am a big fan of jet black hair. So my brows are typically that color as well, but it kind of just got to a point where I got tired of dyeing them because my natural hair actually is not jet black. It's more so like a lighter sandy brown color. For those of you guys that aren't familiar with what sandy brown is, ultimately it's just like a black and a brown, but it's the middleman of the black and the brown. So it's not too black, but it's also not too brown. So it's like a healthy medium, and I personally am not a fan of it. While I let my brows set for a bit, I'm gonna go in with some primer. This is the e.l.f. Hydro Grip, and I literally love this stuff. There's quite a bit of hairs that need to be cleaned up for my eyebrows. I'm going to go in and clean them up so that when I apply my concealer, my brows can look a lot more crisp. Because I am a firm believer that if my brows don't turn out right, the rest of my makeup is going to be trash. I don't care what anyone says. The eyebrows are just as important as the base. You heard it here first. Look at those brows. We're off to great. Not in the mood. I'm busy. Okay, so as far as my brows, I'm gonna be using the same product, which is this NYX Professional Makeup Pencil, and the shade is in Brunettes. Take that down just a little bit because I don't want to break my pencil by having too much product left out. But these pencil tips are so fragile, and they will break at any little inconvenience, I promise. Now, can you tell the difference between this brow and that brow? Clack it, clack it, clack it. The real test is gonna be putting that concealer under it. That's when we can really make or break our brows. I feel like it always takes me so much longer to finish my left brow opposed to my right, just because I am such a perfectionist and I always want to try to get these brows to look like sisters, but sometimes I'll be having to remind myself that they're gonna be cousins. Definitely not gonna be twin sisters at that. Like, you might be able to get them to be sister Sundays, but for the most part, it's not gonna be completely the same. As long as they look like cousins. We can even do stepsisters. Well, no, because stepsisters typically don't look alike. Well, sometimes they do because they share the same daddy or the same mama. So you know what? They got some sort of the same genetics. As long as your brows look like they share some sort of genetics, we gonna be all right, I promise. Just have them looking similar, okay? I don't want none of y'all out here looking a hot ass mess. I don't. I love y'all too much. When I do my makeup, I really try to be very precise as possible when it comes to the top of my brows, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't outline the top of my brows because I like to have very minimal product on my forehead. When it comes to the top of my brows, I don't want to have to outline it, because if I have to outline it, then I'm gonna have a bunch of product on my forehead. If I have a bunch of product on my forehead, I run the risk of possibly breaking out. My forehead is very sensitive, so I really try to take as much time as possible that I can with the top of my brows, because I don't want to have to touch it up. If I'm gonna touch anything up, it's gonna be the bottom. As far as the outlining goes, when it comes to my brows, I have two different products. It depends on the day and how I'm feeling. They are both e.l.f. products, however, they're just two completely different shades. One of them is in the shade Light Sand. This one is in the shade Fair Warm. And like I said, it really just depends on the day. This one has more of that orange undertone, so I typically use this one when it's summer, but definitely during the winter months I go for this one because it has those olive undertones. When I'm doing my brows, I don't start too close to the brow when underlining. I like to work my way up. Sorry y'all, I gotta be quiet while I'm doing this stuff. This is also something that you have to be very precise about. See how straight that line is? That's exactly how you want it. And I need some more concealer. You don't want to use too much though, because too much product will have you looking ghosty. And I know y'all can tell the difference between this shade and my actual shade. This ain't just 1 or 2 shades lighter than my actual skin complexion. This is quite a few shades. I really do love that bright highlighted look. So when you guys start having the conversations about people's concealer and things like that being too bright, girl, I just shut right on up because I like it too. I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and just blend that out. I'm not going to be hyper focused on blending this all out because I am going to go in with some eyeshadow a little later on when I do that smoky look. So I'm not really going to be too worried about this blending up here, as long as I get a good blend when it comes to the underlining of the brow. That's really all that matters to me. But not too much, because once again, very sensitive area for me. I found it that me using this really small mirror opposed to using my back mirror, I feel like my makeup comes out a lot better, probably because I'm so up close and personal, opposed to when I'm looking here in this mirror, like there are little subtle things that I could possibly miss. Hey! You guys, I'm literally raising two crazy girls. And by two crazy girls, I mean two crazy Frenchies. So now that we got the brows out the way, I feel like this is the easiest part. I'm going in with my e.l.f. Hollow Glow. This is shade number 5. I've said this many different times, but this shade is not my typical go-to shade. When I got this, I had quite a bit of a tan, and as y'all can tell, girl, I don't got much of a tan no more. I don't, sorry. But I love this product so much that I still do wear it. I personally feel like it's not that much of a difference. So get all up in here. I go in with my handy dandy brush. I literally just push it into my face. If you haven't seen any get ready with me or just me doing my makeup anytime recently, then you probably are so confused. You're like, girl, why are you using a brush? Typically you go in with your beauty blender. Yeah, girl, things have changed. I personally feel like I get a better, smoother application with my brush, just patting it in opposed to the beauty blender. Different strokes for different folks, of course, but this is just what I like on my face, and what works for me is what works for me, and what works for you is what works for you. Do you guys see how the Hollow Glow literally lives up to its name? Like, it literally makes your face glow. And I think one of my favorite things about this product is that I can wear it mattified, but I also can wear it in a soft, dewy, glowy look. With most foundations that I've come across, they're not really versatile in that aspect. Either it's mattified or it's dewy, period. When it comes to my concealer under eye, I use 2 products. This is the Juvia's Place concealer and the e.l.f. concealer, once again, that I use on my eyebrows. I literally swear by this Juvia's Place concealer. I have yet to try out their lighter shades to replace the e.l.f. concealer that I typically use, but I will. Just give me time. I'm actually running out of this one. The next time you guys see me do my makeup, you'll probably see me trying out the Juvia's Place in a lighter shade to replace this e.l.f. product that I'm currently using. So for all my girls that are hooting and raving about where the heck is my beauty blender, here it is. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use this to blend in this concealer. I'm getting into watching the UK girlies, and a lot of them, when it comes to their concealer, they are very big on placement, but also not moving your concealer around too much. I applied it in a triangle, so I really don't want it to exceed any area outside of that. All right, so there's that. And I feel like you'll be able to see the technique a lot better when I apply this lighter shade. The first shade of concealer is very similar to my actual skin tone. And when I apply concealer to my under eye, I try to look up. I can get those creases. So basically, I'm just applying an upside down triangle like that. I know those are some very odd looking triangles, but girl, you get the point. And then once again, I'm just gonna take that beauty blender and just and make sure you get up under your lip, because sometimes I be slipping, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm still learning this technique, so please bear with me. I love it already. This is so cute. I love it. Onto bronzer. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid in the shade Deep Tan. I use this as my first layer of contour, and then I go in a little later with some dry products. Y'all gonna see. But the key is to not add too much of this product, because this product is very pigmented. I don't want too much. I ain't gonna lie, I don't need that much. Be very careful with my nose too, because I typically struggle, because I typically add too much on my nose. I do perfect in almost every area but the damn nose. Like, I just be adding too much. Okay. That. I just do any little touch-ups as needed. Okay. Next, then this is a new product. I hold this very dearly to me, and it is a drugstore product, so it is friendly and accessible to everyone. This is the e.l.f. HD powder. Just take this and just dab. And I make sure to focus on getting right up under those bottom lashes, because I'm not gonna lie, I hate when my bottom lashes are covered in makeup. I have a little bit of makeup on this side, so I'm definitely gonna have to go in and touch up my bottom lashes. Make sure I touch up this T-zone. That's very important here. As I let my baking powder sit, I'm gonna go in with my powder contour. This is from Juvia's Place, and this is in the shade Deep Dark. Bring a little color back. This powder does a really good job of keeping that mattified look. We did go in earlier with liquid contour, so this bronzer does a really good job of helping out with that mattified look that I want to go for. As I'm letting my face bake, I focus on other things because there's so many other things I could be doing while I'm letting my face bake. So I'm probably gonna do my eyes, and then from there we'll take it off. Every bottle I own, I'll be aging shit, be far from hood, but to understand the streets. POV, you're a real Drake girly, okay? My bad, you know me. Pop that shit. Pop that shit. Do you guys see how dark and I love that dark femi look. Who is it? Is it illegally? Certain shit is just too wild to reconcile. I got a lot to lose, because in every situation I'm the bigger artist. Always gotta play it smarter. Time for my favorite part, which is the lips. Now, you wanna know something? I need everyone to give me a round of applause, because this is the first lip pencil I have ever finished. Every other lip pencil I have lost in this lifetime, and I have held onto this baby for so long. I'm actually so proud of myself. This is the, girl, I didn't use the down to the nub. I don't even remember what brand this is. I couldn't tell you, girl, I don't know. Just know it's really good, because I done used it. I done held on to this like it was my prized possession. This pencil has been through some things, okay? And you see, just like that. It's giving that 2009, early 2000s IG baddie. I feel like around this time every year, especially in the summer, I literally go through this phase where I want to do all the soft girl makeup looks, and I want to do minimal lashes, I want to do minimal makeup. But girl, I done came to the conclusion that I am just an extra. Like, that's just what it is. I love to be very expressive with my lashes, with my nails, with my makeup. Like, girl, I just love it. All these things just make my inner child feel so happy, because these are things that I used to love when I was in like high school. Like, I was built to be extra, okay? As far as the hair goes, keeping it pretty simple. I'm gonna run a few passes through my hair.
What's up, baby? What's up?
Hey. Some of my niggas don't lie. Since you said things about me, this is all I need. How are we feeling about the fit? Too sexy for my... I'm too sexy. Okay, hold on. Let me give y'all a walk. Too sexy for the cap. Okay, you ready? You guys ready to see mommy walk? Yes. This is my first time ever walking in these. I've had these for a little minute. This is my first time wearing them. The heels and the cute bag. That's that action. All right. As far as my bag goes, I don't keep much in here, I'm not gonna lie. I keep some roll-on oil, of course. I keep my comb, some baking powder, as well as my beauty blender, because, you know, just in case we gotta do some quick little touch-ups as we're in the club or just out or anywhere on the town. Don't want to look oily. And mighty, And that's it. Of course, I'm gonna finish my glass with you guys before I go. Before I do head out, I wanna say thank you so much for watching. And I really hope you guys had as much fun as I did, because I know I had so much fun. With that being said, I love each and every single one of you, and I hope to see all of you in my next video. Cheers! All right, love you. Gotta go.